Welcome to my class again, and I will be your teacher, Ma'am Marianne of Baliao, under the subject Oral Communication in Context. Okay, today we're just about to continue our discussion last meeting. But before we start, let's just have a simple recap. Again, what is a communication? If we say communication, again, it is a process of sharing and conveying messages or information from one person to another within and across channels, context, media, and cultures. Okay, so at this time, I have prepared a simple cartoon story which is entitled Bested 101. Okay, are you ready? Alright, so let's get started. Once upon a time, there is a man named Danny who fell in love with his best friend named Maria. I think I'm in love with my best friend. How can I tell her that I love her so dearly? He decided to confess his feelings and started to court her. Hi Maria, can I invite you for a dinner tonight? Oh, for what? Do we have something to celebrate? No, but I have to tell you something. And what it is, Danny? Later, I will tell you, Maria. Okay. And that the most romantic night came. But Danny was a bit nervous and thinking what will be Maria's reaction. It's confession time. Maria, I want to tell you something. For how many years we became best friends? And since the day we met, um, I fell in love with you. Not just a friend, but more than that. I don't know, but I loved you. And that's what I felt towards you. Oh no! How will I tell Danny that I love him as a friend only? Um, Danny, um, I don't know what I I don't want to make you hurt, but I love you as a friend only, and that's what I can offer. I appreciate your sincerity and all the things you've done for me. I'm so sorry, Danny. I hope we still be friends. After that night, Danny decided to stay away from Maria. He went to their hometown for a vacation and for him to move on. And after a couple of months, Danny and Maria met again at their favorite place. And both of them have moved on too, especially Danny. Hi, Danny. How are you? It's been a long time. Hello, Maria. I'm okay. And you? I missed you best. Sana all. And that's the end of our story. I hope you like it. So this time, we're going to discuss what is in that simple conversation, or let's just say a simple cartoon story. Okay, so again, we have already discussed the process of communication. And here it is. The first one is the speaker generates an idea, right? So the example there, in the given cartoon story, that Maria loves Danny, her suitor, as a friend. Next, the speaker encodes an idea or converts the idea into words or actions, right? So the example there, she thinks of how to tell him using their native language. But actually, um, both of them are English. So they don't need to use their native language. For the sake of the example, they already all used. Okay, so next, the, the speaker transmits or sends out a message. So the example there, she tells him that, Danny, I love you as a friend. Or if we are using the native language, we could say in Filipino, Danny, mahal kita bilang kaibigan. Next, after transmitting the message, the receiver now gets the message. So, Danny hears what Maria says. Next, the receiver decodes or interprets the message based on the context. So he tries to analyze what she meant based on the content and the relationship, or he is heartbroken. Then the last one, the receiver sends or provides a feedback. So he frowns and does not say anything because he is in pain. Or in short, that is silent means no, or it could be at the situation he is at or he is in pain. So it doesn't say anything, but it is considered a feedback. Okay, next. Today, as what I've said, we'll just continue the discussion and we're going to discuss the elements of communication. Again, the first element is what we call the sender or the encoder. What do we mean by sender or the encoder? If we say sender, it is a person who sends the message. As it is, sender sends the message. A sender makes use of symbols. It could be words or graphics or visual aids. It is to convey the message and produce the required response. So the sender, what the process that she or he does is encoding. For instance, a training manager conducting training for a new batch or employees. So sender may be an individual or a group or an organization. To view the background, the approach, the skills, the competencies, the knowledge of the sender that have a great impact on the message. It is what we call the encoding. Just what I've said a while ago, the process the sender is doing is encoding. Since the subject matter of communication is theoretical or intangible, its further passing requires of the use of certain symbols such as words, actions, or pictures and the like. Conversion of subject matter into these symbols is the process of encoding. So I'd say here at the graphic, the sender, this is the sender who is sending the message to the receiver. And the process that the sender does is encoding. All right, next. Next element is what we call the message. Message is a key idea that the sender wants to communicate. It is a sign that elicits the response of the recipient. Communication process begins with deciding about the message to be conveyed. It must be ensured that the main objective of the message is very clear as crystal. All right, next element is what we call the channel. Channel is a person who is interested in communicating, has to choose the channel for sending the required information, the ideas, and the like. This is the information that has been transmitted to the receiver through certain channels, which may be either formal or informal. All right. Next is what we call the receiver. Okay, so if we have the sender, there must be a receiver. Okay, so receiver is the person who receives the message or for whom the message is meant for. It is the receiver who tries to understand the message in the best possible manner in achieving the desired objectives. And just like what I've told you, in the first element, the sender, the process that she does or he does is encoding, and this time the receiver, the process that she or he does is decoding. Okay, so what is the decoding? It is a process of receiving the message or the symbol from a communicator, tries to convert the same in such a way so that he may extract its meaning to his complete understanding. Okay, the last but not the least is what we call the feedback. This is very important also because it is a process of ensuring that the receiver has received or has understood the message and understood in the same sense as the sender meant it. So if there is no feedback, you cannot guarantee that the sent message was being received or understood. In every communication, there is or there should be always a feedback. Okay, just like what the conversation, they give an example conversation that you have just um, watched or listened. The story of Danny and Maria. And that's the end of our lesson. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, but do not forget to stay at home for us to be saved. God bless everyone.